Brian with Plan for Second, and today I'm going to continue on with my 20x6 for 2026 solo challenge with a game of Cloudspire. So go ahead and join me at the table. Let's get going. Okay, a few things for setup here. So this is, I started a new solo campaign. So this is the Heirs solo campaign, Chapter 2, and this scenario is called Brazen Blitz. So we are playing the Heirs, which are these purple chips. And we're set up right here. So our fortress's health is 10, and we currently have 0 source. I use these things I 3D printed because I do not like the little chips that you turn. We are going against the Grove Tenders, which are over up here in this corner. They are currently at 10. I should probably double check that, but I believe they start at the normal 10. Yeah, both factions start with the normal 10. So their fortress is currently at 10. And we are at 10, and then the Norora, I believe is how you pronounce it. The Norora are at 10 health as well. So in this scenario, you set everything up, and then I did roll a 6, which switched up the spires a bit here. So we have 2 spires for the Norora, 2 spires for the Grove Tenders, and then a bunch of landscape chips. So there are 3 goals, objectives you are trying to do in each solo game of Cloudspire, at least each one that I've played. And to win, you only need to complete 1, but you're really trying to complete as many as possible. So our goals in this one to get our renown points, which is what you get for each one that you do, is destroy the Norora Fortress, destroy the Grove Tender Fortress. If both of those things happen and they both happen not at the same time, but if they're both destroyed, game is over, we win. The third one is to clear all of these landscape chips, and there will be more that pop out because there are 3 levels, I guess technically 4 if you include the base level here. There are then 3 total levels of those Earthscape, these things, Earthscape tokens, not tokens, but map pieces. So as you remove one, you will be placing more of these chips down. But if at any point there is nothing on top of an Earthscape, so if I were to defeat this thing, this one would go away. And that's any other chips that are on it as well would go away, including if we have any of our chips on it. So you kind of want to defeat these and make sure you stay off of those Earthscapes, because if we end up defeating this thing while we're like on this water, we will also go away. Currently, what you're looking for as well is neither of these 2 factions are going to send anything at our fortress because there's no way to get there. So these are path spots, and all of this stuff is basically covering up the path to get to our fortress. Once there is a path to our fortress, they're going to start sending people. In the meantime, we're going to roll event dice, and we are going to start stacking up a bunch of things that they will send at us once that's possible. But I like quadruple read the rules to this. Technically, we could just go over here and try to destroy their fortress, and then go over there and destroy their fortress, and we won't even have to deal with any minions. We won't get all 3 renown, we'll only get 2 of it, but we will win, and we will only have to deal with these towers. Spires, I'm sorry. But I mean, we're not going to try that. I think we're going to try to take one out really quickly, and then we're going to start doing like the normal Cloudspire and have their minions come at us. So let's go ahead and get started here. The first thing that I want to kind of review here is our spires. So over here we have 2 retals. With this 6, there was a shrubbery and a retal, and over here there was a refractor and a monolith. But with the roll, we now have 2 retals and 2 refractors. Now, the nice part about refractors cannot attack anything in the air. And we do have some flying units as the Heirs, which are a bunch of birds. So I think we're going to be able to take this fortress out pretty easily. Over here, both of those have air defense. So our flying units will not really be able, I mean, they might be able to get in there and do a damage, but they're going to be taking an awful lot of attacks if they go over there. Now, if my units are not flying, these gate ports that are the only face-up landmark chips, we are the only faction that can use those. So I can basically send someone here and send them to either direction. if they're not flying. If they're flying, they can, well, most of the time, if they're flying, that also means that they can go over any type of terrain. So, okay, let's get started here. And this is a 5-wave, if it takes that long, a 5-wave scenario. So the first thing we want to do here is we do want to roll the event die. That is a 3. And a 3 says, select 2 available Narora minions of your choice, group them, and add them to the top of their staging area. So they're getting their first 2 minions that are basically going to come out once we get a path for them. They'll come out the following wave. I haven't played against the Narora yet, so I don't really know. I'm assuming their cheapest ones are their easiest ones. So we are going to go ahead and just give them 2 burnouts. So we'll get them ready. I'm hoping that these guys will never come out because I think that's the going to be our target there. Okay, we get 0 source. So I didn't even bring out any market yet because I'm not going to be able to buy anything. So at the start of all the market phases, you're supposed to get rid of those and replace them. I'm not going to bother doing that in round 2. I'm just not going to bring anything out until round 2. Okay, so 0 source. We do get 5 CP. So that is our, I think, command points. Basically, that's how much we have to spend on our units, which are in this tray here. So with 5, I think this is my plan. This Royal Talon unit has flying, can go over water, has 5 health, and attacks for 3. So I think we are going to send this flying unit over towards that fortress and try to take it out. So we need to put 5 health chips underneath it and just put it here on our fortress. All right, in all 5 waves, we will go first, which makes sense because in several of the waves, there may not be any opposing faction units to actually come out. Okay, so the chip here has a movement of 2. I don't need to take the gate port. I think I might try. Yeah, I think I might try to maybe take out one of these 2 on my way to try to get some source because you never get source during the income phase of this one. So any source, which is your currency for buying your fortress upgrades and the market chips and things like that, is source. And they're not going to give you any. You're going to get it by killing things that are out there. So let's go ahead and do. Let's go 1, 2 for my first movement. My goal is just to basically end here and then decide which one of those 2 I think I'm going to. I guess it doesn't matter. We can go 1, 2. You just have to end up closer to your target. By the way, my target is there. My target is that fortress. Okay. And then it would be their turn, but they don't have any units on the board. So we are going to go 1, 2. I think we're going to try for that top one because I think that'll open up a path and then the Grove Tenders can start to come our way because we don't really want them to continuously get a whole bunch of stuff in their staging area and then just send it all like wave 5. We don't really want that. So let's go ahead and you can choose to reveal these or you can leave them. And also, if you look at it, you can put it back. So I'm going to hope this one right here is something that the Royal Talon can take care of relatively quickly. What we got? Grail Vipers. Okay, this thing is relentless. It has 3 health. And it looks like its reward is not source, which is unfortunate. But it is a relic. Okay. We are going to go ahead and reveal that because our Royal Talon can do 3 damage. And if we kill it with our damage, it will not retaliate back. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to hit it for 3. 1, 2, 3. This then I'll put back over here. And now, since this is empty, there's nothing on it, this goes away. Oh, yep, and that revealed our path. So there is now a path for minions to start to come out. Now, we also cannot recruit any of our heroes unless we are getting hit with minions. So if the Grove Tenders going forward send some minions out, we can also go and we can get our heroes. And your heroes are typically some of your more powerful units. Okay, so that was us. Oh, let's get our relic. Miniature Terraform. At the end of each wave, if your fortress gate did not take damage that wave, it gains 1 health. It may exceed its maximum health up to 15. Okay. That's not bad. And yeah, I got that one early. So effectively, our 10 is allowed to go to 15. Otherwise, 10 is usually the max. All right, kind of the same deal. They don't have any units out, so it is our turn. I think we're just going to move 2. All right, so our unit here is flying, and it does have a water symbol, which means it can, I'm going to put that back real quick, which means it can go over water, any type of terrain, whereas typically minions can only go on the path. So I think if I go here and then here, I still end up closer to their fortress. And then next turn, I can go here and maybe see about defeating that. The swamps, these here, I think are usually easier. All right, we're going to try that. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we'll go right there. We technically could reveal that now, but I don't want to because some of these, when you reveal them, you have to flip them up. You can't put them back down. And if that's the case, there will be a fight. And I really want my Royal Talon here to get to their fortress with full health if possible, because it's attacking for 3. So it needs to get 4 hits off to defeat their fortress. So it can take 1 damage. So we'll have to kind of see. All right, so that was our next turn. And again, neither one of these guys are sending any minions. So we are then going to move 2, 1, 2. And let's go ahead and see what this is and hope. Oh boy. Oh, I think this is one of the promos maybe. Grail Goats. It is relentless. It also only has 3 health, which is very fantastic for us. Because we are going to go ahead and just attack it and kill it with 3 and have not taken any damage. Okay. Interesting. That does get us 5 source. Your maximum amount of source that you're allowed to have is 20. So we will want to spend that. Okay, on our next turn, oh, I'm sorry, this now has no chips on it, and it will disappear. Oh boy. All right, so we have 2 new source wells there, and with 2 new source wells are going to be 2 new chips. Now this is supposed to be random. I have them organized over here, so we're going to do on a 1 or a 2, it's this one, on a 3 or 4, or a 5 or a 6. So on a 4, it's one of these, and then the other one, on a 2, it's one of these. Just because I don't feel like mixing them all together, and then you have to separate them out later anyway, so we'll do that. Okay, so on our next turn, I think we're just going to move here. Now, I could reveal this, but now that I am next to the fortress, it is going to hit me for 1 damage every turn, whether I attack it or not. It's going to do retaliation damage of 1. So if I reveal this and I can't one-shot it, like I got lucky with those, then I'm not going to be able to destroy that fortress. Both of these spires have the connected ability, which makes them more powerful, but unfortunately, spires cannot, well, unfortunately for them, very fortunately for us, spires cannot attack flying units unless they have air defense, or if it's a minion, if they have flying, they could also attack flying units, but the spires won't have flying. So I think we are just going to attack the fortress to go ahead and take them out of the game, so it just comes down to a 1-on-1. I think is the plan. I don't think I want to chance it. Yeah, so we are going to swing at the fortress for 3. It will then retaliate for 1. We are then going to swing at the fortress for 3. It will retaliate for 1. We are then going to swing at the fortress for 3. It will retaliate for 1. And then we are going to swing at the fortress and blow it up. I think, though, that it still retaliates for 1. Even though it's technically defeated, we are still standing next to it. I think it still retaliates for 1. So on our next turn, we basically don't have a target anymore. So since we don't have a target, I am going to go ahead and reveal this. We are going to die this turn, our Royal Talon will, because even if we destroy this thing, the fortress is going to hit us. And we can't take these chips off. This would take 5 hits. No matter how much damage you do, these types of chips, and hopefully they're visible on the overhead because I did kind of try to stagger them. But those types of chips, what if I hit it for 3, it still only removes 1 chip. So instead of trying to get the source from these towers, from the spires, we're going to take a look at this guy. Okay, this guy has 4 health, and he attacks back for 1. He's also got camouflage, which I'm going to check on, but I think that just means you have to be adjacent. Yeah, you have to be adjacent to attack it. So my Royal Talon will attack and do 3 damage. Whoops. Leaving him with 1. But then he will retaliate for that 1 and kill the Royal Talon. But job well done to our Royal Talon. Okay, so that effectively is the end of the wave. However, because we destroyed this fortress, they're basically done. So these things that we put over there. Oh, I also forgot. The first time you attack a fortress, you're supposed to roll another event. That is a 2. So 2 Grove Tender minions are going to come out, and we get to choose them. I'm going to choose, I think, a couple of Warbriars. Yeah. So they will get stacked up over here in their staging area. And because we now have a path to our fortress, they will be coming at us next turn. However, all of these things have been destroyed. I will have to play with the Neuroran troops a different time. Which I am looking forward to doing. I have not played, I've played as everybody from the base game except for them. I have all of the expansions, and I was going to do a playthrough of some of the new stuff, and as I started to read the rules, I realized, yeah, no, I don't remember how to play the game well enough to use a whole bunch of new factions that I haven't played before. Okay, so again, that event was for the first time you do damage to a fortress, you're supposed to roll an event. We did, go us. But they have been defeated. Go ahead and just get their chips out of the way and get us a little bit more room for the market later here. Okay, and this guy only has 1 health left, which is good. We could potentially send a hero over there or something and defeat that one. Because again, if we're trying to get all 3 renown, we do have to destroy all of those white chips out in the middle, including the gate ports, which with those, you can just walk up to them basically and spend 6 source and they will disappear. That's the overload keyword, and that will get you a relic. So we have 3 more relics out there that we could potentially get. That some of them are more helpful than others. This one's fine, but I'm hoping that they don't actually get super close to our fortress. Speaking of which, at the end of the wave, we will get 1 health because of our miniature terraform. Okay, let's see here. So for the rest of the game, I'm not going to use this, but our target for the rest of the game is the Grove Tenders, and that tells us where our minions have to go to. All right, so we're going to have another event phase here for wave 2. And we'll roll this. That is a 3, which is select 2 available Neurora minions of your choice, group them, and add them to the top of the Neurora's staging area. Well, there is no more Neurora staging area, and I didn't see anything in the rules here about what happens when that event gets rolled. They are also supposed to be grouped. And on top of that, when I destroyed the Neurora, we put an Ogre Growth and a Grizzled Oak on the bottom of the deployment stack. So let's see, where are those guys at? Grizzled Oak, Overgrowth. That's not great for us. Those are some of their better ones. Okay. It just says add them to the deployment stack. It does not say that they are grouped. Cool. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do it in the order that they have listed. Ogre Growth, Grizzled Oak, and then they're supposed to go to the bottom. So they have a decent amount of minions coming at us next round. All right, we now do have a market phase. We have 5 source. So let's see here. Something else you can do, if we ever cover up this path somehow, so like if we get rid of this and there's no more path to us, any of their chips go away. So we could try to come over here and take these out. I don't really remember from setup what's below there, but there is a chance that that would be a decent thing to do because those things would just go away. All right. We need 3 chips here. Oh boy. All right. We've got Cloudspire, which again, I believe is one of the promo tiles. And then we have Renegade here. So this is a minion we can buy. It's got flying, anti-heirs, which I'm pretty sure just means I literally cannot get that one. Cannot be deployed by the Heir faction. Yeah, so we cannot get that minion, and I don't think I want those spires. Well, maybe? Because that's 4. No, mine are also only 4, and they're at least mine. So I think for the time being, we are not going to purchase anything from the market phase. During the build phase, we've got 5 source that we can use. If you can hear my cat meowing, I apologize. He's very excited. And let's see here. I've only played the Heirs once or twice. But I think that they have, yeah, this Sanctuary Unified Front, gain the command die. We're going to do that. So that costs 3 of our source. And that's going to get us this die, which we are going to be able to roll once per wave during the prep phase, which is next. With our last 2 source, we are going to just keep it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll this. That is a 3. Is that the stables? Sanctuary. And we will mark that we have that upgrade with these little tokens. All right, so we are adding 3 to our CP. We get 7 CP, so we are going to get 10 total CP with these guys. They are going to be sending in all of this, which means we can send in a hero. So we're going to send in Darb. He is our free hero. He's fine. I don't know if I want to use anybody else yet. So yeah, we're going to send in Darb. He doesn't cost anything, but we couldn't do it last time because they weren't sending in minions. So we have Darb. We'll figure out what to do with him here in a second. Them. Let's see. And then we have 10. So we have some Harriers. We have some Jousts. Okay. Well, the Joust cost 3, so that would be 6, 7, 8, 9. We could do that. What is Wind Rush? Transport and Assault. So here's all of our choices, basically. These 4 on the side, those are our spires. So we can't, we could have bought those with the source, but we are past that point. So we're going to kind of hope that we get some more source and probably put some spires out here for defense a little later. We can't really put any spires out anywhere else because every time you reveal, you have to put spires on these source wells. And anytime we reveal a new source well, we are now covering it with a landscape. So we would have to basically go to this gate port and we could spend 6 source to get rid of the gate port, grab a relic, and then we would be able to put a spire there, which we might do since I think we are officially connected to the Grove Tenders. They're going to be coming the whole time anyway. So, okay. So let's see. We have our 3 heroes here, and we are going with Darb. He is flying, so he cannot be grouped, but he can only be attacked by units or spires that have air defense or flying, which is a good thing. And then we've got these other 2, Keem and Jelena Nestor, we can potentially bring out later. You can only ever have 2 heroes in play at the same time. And I think, I mean, the better one is Jelena, but she also costs 6 of the CP. So if we roll another 3, we'll probably bring out Jelena. The Harriers are they are quick striking and they only cost 1. They don't have they only have 2 health. They move very fast at 4, but they only swing for 1 damage. The Jousts have quick strike, which is nice, except they don't really have, I don't think we're going to make it all the way to their base. So I'm kind of tempted to do the Hummingbird can take Elfin Kazi with them, who are basically little hummingbirds that are kamikaze pilots, effectively. And you can kind of send those in to blow things up. It is also, it's not flying yet. If it gets promoted, which we cannot promote them yet, it would be flying. Okay, let's send in. The Windrush is a transport, so you have to send it with something else. And I think we're going to hope that the Windrush... No, it's only 1 attack. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, we're going to do a Hummingbird for 4. And then we are going to do a Joust for 3, which is 7. And then we're going to do all 3 of our Harriers. They are 1 each for a total of the 10 CP. So we have a lot of units. And now you have to decide if you want to group them or if you want to send them individually. If you group them, like if we grouped all these Harriers, they basically move as 1. And then when the top one dies, the second one pops up. And then when the second one dies, the third one pops up. I'm not great at this game, so I don't really know what the situation is where you might want to do that as opposed to just sending them in individually versus grouping them. Your hero cannot be grouped. And it either has to go on top of the stack or on the bottom of the stack. And then your stack will move from top to bottom. So Darb here, I might just send Darb over here to finish that thing off. Because that's 5 source over there, which is a decent amount. Darb only moves 2. So I might want to put Darb first. The Harriers, I think I am going to group up. The Joust, we are going to keep separate, and the Hummingbird, we are going to keep separate as well. So just putting their health underneath them. Now, the Hummingbird also comes with Elfin 1. That means he gets a Elfin Kazi. So the Elfin Kazi, it also has 2 roosts. So as this thing moves along, the Elfin Kazi, you can move it 2, and then wherever it's at, it's going to blow up and it's going to do 2 damage to everything that's around it. So ideally here, we can try to get this thing up here, and maybe when they're here or here, we can send it 2 away and try to hit multiple of those guys to help us out. So I think we are going to start with, we'll have the Harriers move last. They are the quickest, so that'll kind of slow them down a little bit. But that's okay. We can try to have a fight out here in the middle. And so let's go ahead and do the Harriers last. We'll do the Joust first. Well, Darb first, then the Joust. Okay. That is our stack. That is their stack. We are now prepared. So we are ready to start our turn. And in every wave, we go first. So let's go ahead and have Darb go. Now, Darb can go across water. So we're just going to go 1, 2. And then the Joust is just going to go 1. And then our Hummingbird here with the Elfin Kazi on top can't really go anywhere. So we're just going to have them hang out there. I mean, I guess technically it could go there, but that is where we're going to have it go. Cool. All right. So on their turn, this Warbriar can move 2. So 1, 2. And again, they're just making a beeline towards our fortress to try to take it out. This Ogre Growth can go 2 right there. And then that Grizzled Oak can't go anywhere because there are things in its way. Oh, and I already forgot, actually. Darb technically would get displaced. So we're going to have Darb just go last. So just to redo that real quick. Darb is not going to go first because technically the Joust would go 1, 2, and then Darb would go here, and they would get displaced. Minions do not displace one another, though. So we will send Joust there. We will send this guy there. We will send the Harriers here, and then Darb can go 2 this way, just to kind of get out there. Cool. They did their movement, so we are going to go again. We're going to have this move 2. We are going to have this guy move 2, and then the Harrier can only move that 1. And then Darb... Let's move Darb here. for the time being. Now, we could reveal either one of these as well. We also could have Darb reveal that one, but if Darb then kills it, Darb's done, because this Earthscape basically, I think it's falling away. I think thematically is what's happening. So let's see here. The Huminer is swinging for 2. The Joust is swinging for 2. All right, let's try it. We're going to reveal this one. Grail Wolves, they are relentless and they have 5 health. Do we want to flip them up or no? If we flip them up, nobody has ranged. I'd only be able to hit them for 4. And the relentless means you roll dice for them instead of just having a specific amount of damage that they'll do. Relentless, you're going to roll that die until it rolls a blank or a 2. There's, I think it's 4 sides is a 1. Yeah, there's 1, 2, and there's 1 blank. So this could do 0 damage. This guy could retaliate for 0 damage, or they could retaliate for a bunch of 1s in a row and then just insta-kill one of our people. Yeah, we're going to reveal it. We are going to have the Joust attack it for 2. The first attack it takes will retaliate. So that's 1. And then there's 3. So our Joust is dead. This was probably a terrible decision. I mean, in hindsight. And then our Huminer is going to also swing for 2. But it already retaliated once, so it does not retaliate again. Okay. That was us. So we are going to have, these guys are going to move 2. Oh, that was terrible planning. Going to move 2. Going to move 1. All right. The bad guys do not reveal any tokens. Now, this Warbriar does have the Impale keyword. There are so many keywords in this game. So the Warbriar, I think, that's mine. That's not theirs. Is going to do a damage to Darb. Or where are you at, Warbriar? At the end of this unit's movement, deal 1 damage to all adjacent opposing units it was not adjacent to prior to moving. So it's going to do a damage to Darb with Impale, and then it's going to do another damage to Darb with its attack of 1. So that was very dumb for me to put Darb there. Darb will then swing back for 1 as his retaliate. Their retaliate. I don't know if Darb's a ladybird, a dude bird, no idea. All right, so then we are going to move here and here, and then we're going to have Darb get out of town, I think, so that he doesn't, they don't die. So we'll just have Darb go there. All right, this Harrier is going to do 1 damage to these Grail Wolves, and that will kill them so they don't retaliate. That's going to get us 2 source, and it's going to get us another relic. Any source reward you gain from defeating units and spires is doubled this wave. This doesn't say that I have to use it, so does that just... I think that just counts. I think it just happens automatically. I don't know if I can... most of them will say single use, and then you can choose when to use it. This one just says entire wave. So I think for the rest of the wave, and I'm assuming it does not count what I just killed. I could be wrong on that, because I don't know which one you get first. That's the wrong one. I mean, technically the relic is listed first, so I'm going to double the 2 that I just got. That might be wrong, but I'm going to do it. Okay, and then anything else that we would kill, we're going to get double the source, which is cool. Okay, so I'll put this right there so that hopefully I can remember. All right, and then our Huminer is going to swing for 2 and is going to kill this Warbriar. However, there is another Warbriar underneath it that has 3 health. So we are just going to put that. This does give us 1 source, which again is 2. And then do I want to send in the Elfin Kazi? I don't think it could go... I don't think you can move it on top of another chip. Or can you? Because it's just going to go there and blow up. I think you can. So we're going to go ahead and send in the Elfinkazi. The Elfinkazi is going to go 1, 2, blow up, and do 2 damage here and 2 damage here. Okay. So we still have our 3 Harriers in the back, and we have this guy right there. Okay. Right. All right. That was us on their turn. They are going to, they can't really move because they're trying to get closer and they can't. We're just kind of fighting here. So this Warbriar is going to swing for 1 against our Humminer. And then our Humminer will swing back for 2, killing the Warbriar, which will get us 2 more source because of our core shard. Okay. And then it is, oops, and our Elfinkazi blew up. It is our turn. So this is going to go there. Actually, before we do that, do I want to build a tower or a spire? Probably not. That thing's going to swing for 2, so that's going to kill that. All right. No, not right now. So we're going to move there. We're going to move there. Okay. And then let's see. Where do we want Darb to go? I think Darb might just... go back here. And then, do you have to be adjacent to that thing, or you have to be on that thing? Adjacent. So I can spend 6 of my 10 source to get rid of this. I think we're going to do that. So we're going to spend 6 of the 10. Leaves us with 4. And that's going to get us another relic, but it will also get rid of this gate port. And now we can put a spire there at the start of our next turn if we have enough source. All right, relic. This is the most relics I've gotten. Here we go. Resource cache, single use. On your turn during the onslaught phase, which is what we're in, add an upgrade to the bottom of one of your spires at no cost. Ignore upgrade capacity. That's cool. Okay. All right, and then we are going to have our Humminer is going to attack, doing 2 damage here. And then it's going to get hit and die for 2 damage. As a retaliation. Okay. Then on their turn, this is going to move. This is going to move. This guy is going to swing and do 2 damage, killing one of our Harriers, but they were grouped together. And the new one does not retaliate for the dead one. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to move Darb there. I want to move Darb this way. Also, I think they would have killed Darb. So we're just going to move that back over here. Darb's, I forgot my original plan was to send him over there. Okay, so now this Harrier is going to kill this guy, getting us... Oh, you know, at the start of my turn, I wanted to build a spire. Which one? We've got a high-rise, and we've got a refuge. The high-rise would cost all of our source, but... I think that's probably what we're going to do. So we are going to go ahead and build a high-rise. It comes with a attack and a range chip. It's going to cost all of our source. And then you decide which chip you want on the bottom versus which chip you want on the top, because the one on the bottom is the one that's going to get attacked if it gets hit. So we are going to go ahead and put the range on the bottom. They all have a built-in range of 1. They do not have any built-in attack. So if it loses all of its attack chips, it doesn't attack anymore, basically. All right, and then our Harrier will do 1 damage, which will get us 6 source. Okay. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, I already moved everybody. Okay. On their turn, this is going to move. And our Spire would fire on it, except... it's 3 away, and we only have a range of 2. So on our turn, by the way, that was one of our, when we built that spire, you have 2 builds that you can do at the start of your turn, basically. So we've used one. We can use another one now to add chips to the high rise, which I'm going to do. So we are going to go ahead and add that's going to add a range chip. So it's going to be the 3rd chip that we put on here. So it costs 3. And we're going to give it another range. Trying to, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. And then on our turn, that was our 2nd build. So we can no longer build anything. With the exception, of course, this resource cache lets us do it. We can add an upgrade chip if I want to the bottom here, which I might want to because I only got 2 Harriers left, and that Grizzled Oak is full health. So our Harrier is going to move. Darb is going to go this way. And then our Harrier is going to attack for 1 and then die with the retaliation. So it'll do 1 damage, and then it'll get hit back for 2, which will kill this Harrier and reveal that Harrier. Okay. Let's see here. That is our turn. On their turn, the Grizzled Oak doesn't have to move. It is just going to swing and kill this last Harrier. Okay. And then on our turn, we're going to have Darb move over here and finish off this guy. So he only has 1 health left. Darb will hit him for 1. That's going to get us 5 source, which in this round, because of our source core, that is actually 10. And then since whenever your hero last hits something, they can level up, they can upgrade. So we are going to put an upgrade chip on Darb. So your choices with heroes, they're basically the same choices as spires, except you can't put range chips on your hero unless it has range. So Darb does not have range. He's they're just a flying unit. So we can either add an attack chip, which will give them +1 attack, or you can add a fortification chip, which there aren't any on the board yet. But this is basically just a temporary health for the heroes. So Darb is only at 1 health, but yeah, we'll give him another health. So we'll give him a fortification chip. Okay. Now he can only hold 1 upgrade. There's a little tiny dot on there. So the next time he last hits something, he will actually flip to his leveled up side or whatever. Okay, so that was us. Our Grizzled Oak is going to move. It is now within range of our spire, so we are going to roll this and do 1 damage to it. Okay. On our turn, I am going to spend this resource cache because that Grizzled Oak could just come in and wreck us. So we are going to go ahead and grab another attack chip. That's going to spend our resource cache. And then Darb is the only unit we can move. I don't really want to... You know what? I think we're just going to let him hang, and we're going to go ahead and spend 6. And we're going to get rid of this gate port and get another relic. Bronnin Choker. Before or after your unit's movement, flip a promoted hero adjacent to one of your units to its basic side, removing all upgrades. Okay, that would be good, except I don't think the Grove Tenders are ever going to bring out a hero. And I think this is more for flip a promoted hero adjacent to one of your units to its basic side. Yeah, so this is kind of like you're going to flip a hero of the opposing faction, and I don't think they're going to bring any out. So this is kind of useless, but whatever. All right, the Grizzled Oak is going to move 1. We are now firing 2 on it, so we roll 2 dice, and that is 2 hits. So it's got 2 left because of math reasons. I will bring Darb 1 closer, but I don't want to bring Darb adjacent because then it will kill Darb, which I don't super care about, really. He kind of did what I wanted him to do. Had I put that attack on him, Darb could now go in and kill that thing, but I didn't put the attack on him. All right, we're just going to leave him there. Do I want to reveal that other thing? No. Okay, Grizzled Oak is going to move here. It's going to be attacked by the Spire. So as long as this is a 2, which it is, we have destroyed the Grizzled Oak. That is 3 source, which again, this round, because of our source core shard, is actually 6. So we are back up to 13 source, which is good, because they don't give us any at the start. However, this is gone. That was just this wave. Okay. And then once all the opposing faction minions are gone, you enter campfire phase. So Darb now just sits there and does nothing for the rest of the wave. If we still had minions, our minions would keep going, but Darb would just hang out. We don't have minions, so we are just going to hang out. Now, we did not take any damage on our fortress, so we get +1 because of our miniature terraform. All right, at the start of a new round, let's go ahead and roll our event. That is a 1. On a 1, select 2 available Grove Tender minions of your choice, group them, and add them to the staging area of the Grove Tenders. Okay, so the Grove Tenders are going to be sending just 2 minions of my choice here. Air defense and 2 range, but only 1 attack. That's not bad. Let's send 2 Vine Heralds this time. Show off something a little different. So Vine Heralds have air defense, so if we do send any flying units, they can hit the flying units. That's a good point. Should I do that? These are going to reset. Yeah, that's fine. We'll send them. Okay. So, they're ready. And then we have 9 CP plus a 2. So we have 11 CP that we can use. If we get Jelena Nestor out, she's our best hero. She is 6. That would leave us with 5 for math reasons. We're going to do that. Let's get her out there, wave 3. Okay. So she comes with 5 health. She also has 1 Elfin, so she will get an Elfin-Kazi. There are 2 sides to the Elfin-Kazi. The other one, I think, it saves somebody. It's not mine. Okay, you can recover 4 health. So we technically could heal Darb, but Darb only has 3 health anyway. So we're going to go ahead and go with, there's an Elfin-Kazi that has the save keyword, and there's another one that has the glide bomb. The glide bomb is the one where you can send it out for whatever the roost value is. So 2 in this case, you can send it and it'll blow up. So we'll do that. And then let's see, so that was, what did I say? 6 of 11. So we have 5 left. With 5 left, let's go ahead and let's send a Joust and 2 Harriers. And we will group the Harriers, but not the Joust. And then what is her movement is 2. So I think we are just we're gonna have her go last. Cool. All right, so our Joust is gonna move out here on wave 3. It's got 2 movement, so we're gonna go there. Our Harriers have 4 movement, but can't pass these chips, and so we're just gonna move our Harrier there, our group of Harriers. And then our hero, Jelena, oh, I forgot, I'm so sorry, I forgot the market phase. So these are gonna go away. This also goes away. And I forgot that I could buy stuff during the market phase. Should probably do that. Prior to forgetting, I am just going to go ahead and move her here. Okay. And then we'll back up. All right, so we have a hero, which I could have purchased and sent in instead of Jelena, but I'm not going to. We've got an equipment. I could have bought this and given it to Jelena, which would give her Splash. Splash is cool because when you hit something, it also does damage to adjacent. Is it everything? To all units adjacent to its target. So it's neat, but you got to watch out what's adjacent at the time. So I don't think we're going to take a chance on that. And then this here, 2 range, lookout 3, spire shot. Well, the 2 range is 2 range. Lookout 3, you can look at a number of landmarks within 3 hexes. And it's not considered exploring. Okay, so that's not terrible. And let's see, what else can we do with spire shot? I know that means they can go on the spire. This unit may move onto a friendly non-fortress spire. While on a spire, it gets +1 range. And the spire is inactive while it's on top. So it has 2 range, but if we put it on top of a spire, it would get 3 range. Isn't terrible. It does cost 5, though. That is pretty expensive. So we are not going to get any of these things. Let's look and see if we want any upgrades, though, for our fortress. Okay. Okay. You do have to buy the fortress upgrades in order, by the way, so you'll see they're all numbered. So let's go ahead. We have 13 source. We are going to do Harrier training. That costs 3. And that is part of the stables. What that means is these Harriers now have 3 health each instead of 2. So that's cool. Let's see. We're then going to spend 6 more to do the reserves and the joust training. Those are both also in stables, and that's going to get us these joust die, which we roll. They now, for this round, there's only one of them, gets +2 health. So our joust has 5, our Harriers have 3. On top of that, we also have the reserves function, which is once per wave. When your last minion is eliminated, you may immediately spend 2 source to put a joust into play. Place the joust on the closest path hex to your mark that is adjacent to an air spire. So we basically could pop another joust back here when we run out of minions, which probably will just get them killed, but who knows. Okay. So then we moved, and now they are going to move. This guy moves 2, and this guy's going to go right behind him. Okay. Let's go ahead and move 1, 2. 1, 2. And then our hero can move over water. So we're going to go 1, 2. And we might, let's move Darb here. I think we're going to put our other hero here and then maybe reveal that perhaps next round. Okay, so then this is going to move 1, 2, and this is going to move 1, 2. This is within range of our spire here. It is, our spire has a range of 3, so 1, 2, 3. They are both within range. So we can hit either one, and it's our choice. But I am going to go ahead and roll 2 on this front Vine Herald. And that is going to do 2 damage. And then it's going to attack this joust for a 1. And then the joust will retaliate for 2. So it will kill the Vine Herald, which is only worth 1 source. Okay. All right, and then for our movement, we're going to move 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then we're going to move these over here. And I might want to use, well, I might want to use that Elfin Kazi before. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. That's fine, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with that. kind of, not really. All right, and then we are going to go ahead and we're going to reveal this one. Uh-oh. Lost Caverns, secret passage. It has 1 health. This might be the one they reference in the rules. Let's see what secret passage means. When this chip is revealed, place 1 health under it. Did. You may attack this chip to remove its health. Okay. Once its health is removed, heroes may move onto this landmark as if it were a path hex. Then the hero's owner selects an unrevealed landmark on an adjacent aisle, which would be, this is on this aisle, but all of the aisles are adjacent to one another. Swap this chip and the hero with the unrevealed landmark. When a hero moves off this landmark, place 1 health under it. Oh. So we could like jump over here and then just get shot quite a bit by those spires. Interesting. Okay. Well, does this count? I don't think that's considered a unit. So we are going to use Darb to go ahead and just kill the health off of it. But I don't think it's considered a unit, so I'm not going to upgrade Darb. Okay, I gotta look because I think, yes, Lost Caverns can be discarded by an adjacent unit at a cost of 4 source. So for 4 source, and I have 5, we could just get rid of that Lost Caverns, which I think I want to do because that will get rid of this. Yeah, so we're going to spend 4, and we're just going to get rid of Lost Caverns. And now this doesn't have anything on it, so it goes away. It did not bring up any other landmark locations, which is good and bad. I was hoping to maybe get another spire in there somewhere. But for the time being, I think we're all right. Okay. So the Vine Herald is going to move. Now, it doesn't need to move. It's going to stay where it is. However, it is still within range of our spire. So that was its movement phase. We will still roll. That is 2. And it'll get hit for 2. It will then swing at our Joust for 1. And our Joust will then retaliate and kill the Vine Herald for 1. So now that there are no minions left for the Grove Tenders, we enter Campfire phase, which means our 2 heroes can't do anything. They're just going to hang out. They can't be attacked, but they also cannot attack. They can't move. They're just going to hang out. However, our minions will continue to move like normal here. So 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. The Joust, well, both of them are now within range of this one. And the Joust is within range of that one. So this one is going to fire 2 at the Joust. But do we have the other one fire 2 at the Joust first? I think we do. So we are going to have this one fire at the Joust for 1. And then this one is going to fire at the Joust for 2. So that is a dead Joust. Okay, and this is why I guess you shouldn't group Harriers, because, actually no, I don't think my Harrier can get, yeah, the Harrier can't get to either of those spires. So the Harriers are going to go right there, and they have Quick Strike, which means they attack before the spires do. So they will do 1 damage to that fortress. They will then take 1 damage as retaliation from the fortress. And because we just damaged the Grove Tender Fortress for the first time, we roll on the event die. That is a 5, which is going to trigger, we'll do 2 Vine Heralds for their next phase. All right, and now these spires are going to attack the Harriers. All right, the 1 will just do 1, which means odds are this next Harrier, yes, it is dead, but we still have a 1 there, which means we will get a second attack on the fortress, and it does have 3 health. So on our turn, again, movement phase, it's not going to move. It's going to stay where it's at. And it is going to attack the fortress for 1. It will take a retaliation damage of 1. And then it's going to take 4 dice worth of attacks from those spires. Which is, 4 damage. That is a dead Harrier. Okay. Cool. All right, we only have 2 source remaining. We did not do very much killing of anything that actually gave us source. And we did get rid of the Lost Caverns. And I think we got rid of the other token over here. So in wave 4, we do need to roll. That is a 1, which I do believe is more. That is more Grove Tenders. So we already have 2 Vine Heralds coming out. Let's go ahead and bring out... Warbriars are only worth 1. The Treeds, which we haven't seen yet, they have Ram and they have Tough, which sounds like a truck commercial, but it's not. Or maybe it is. When this unit attacks a spire, instead of dealing damage, you can remove... Okay, we're going to go with the Treeds because they're worth a little more source. So they're going to get grouped under the Vine Heralds. Okay. And then we, market is going to go away. I am playing, by the way, with all the expansion content mixed in. So if you're seeing Earthscape tiles that you don't have or that you haven't seen yet, or any of the market tiles or things like that, it's because I have all that stuff mixed in. All right, we have Triple Threat here. It costs 3. We only have 2, so we can't buy that. With 2, we could buy this Earthscape. And we could place it anywhere we have influence, which is currently pretty much anywhere, because we have a spire here, so we have influence adjacent to that spire, which again is pretty much everywhere. So we could place that somewhere, and we would have to put another chip on it, which we probably don't want to do. So no, I don't think we're going to do that. We're just going to keep our 2 source, which is not a lot. We do get another health at the end of the round for our spire. Let's go ahead and roll these 2. All right, so Joust will get +1 attack, and we will get +0 CP. So I am glad we brought out our hero last turn. We have 11 CP. Jousts are doing 3 damage instead of only 2, but they only have 2 health. The Vine Herald, though, does have 3 health. Okay, so let's do 2 of our jousts. So that is 3 and 6, and we'll group those together, and then so that gives us 5. Let's do a Royal Talon, I think. And we're actually not going to group the joust together. They will go first, and then we'll have our Royal Talon, who has 5 health. We'll go last. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and clear our market now. We didn't buy any of that. We'll have one more market phase. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and move our joust here. That one can go there. That one can go there. And our Royal Talon can go there. The Royal Talon, we could technically fly in there now, but both of their spires have air defense. So I'm hoping the joust can make it and can potentially act as a little bit of fodder so that our Royal Talon can take out some of the chips on those spires. Probably not going to work out that way, but let's see here. Let's go ahead and move Jelena here, Darb here, and we're going to reveal this one. It is a great big bugs. Okay, this one has toxic secretion, which the nice part about revealing this is with the toxic secretion, that is you take a damage whenever you move adjacent to it. Well, we didn't reveal it before we got there, so we don't have to do that. It has 3 health and an attack of 1. So I think we are going to have, yeah, we're going to have Jelena hit it for 2. She will take 1 back. And then we will have Darb get the last hit so that Darb can... No, we'll do it the other way. We're going to have Darb do 1 hit, and then Darb will lose that. And then we'll have Jelena get the last hit to kill this thing. It's worth 3 source. Okay. And then Jelena, I think we are going to give another attack for her upgrade. She can hold 2 upgrades before she will level up effectively. So she is now doing 3 attack instead of 1. Okay. So that was our movement. Their movement, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1. And then we get to move again. Joust is going to go there. Joust is going to go there. Royal Talon is going to go there. And then let's see. This Vine Herald has a range of 2. Which means I kind of want to kill that before I send in these 2. So let's go ahead and move that there. We'll just leave Darb where Darb is at. Cool. All right, they are going to move 1, 2. 1, 2. Vine Herald is within range of our Spire, so let's go ahead. That is 2 damage to the first Vine Herald. Okay. And then it has range of 2, so its priority, this is a good question on priority. There is a priority list in here somewhere. Actually, this might be in the solo book. So its first priority is basically anything it can kill, but it's only doing 1 damage from 2 away. So it actually can't kill anything. I think it's going to hit the Spire, which is Sad Panda, because that means it will take out a chip. Okay. Fortress Gate, Hero, Spire. It can defeat, which, yeah. So Spire. It is going to attack the Spire. So it is going to take down that attack chip, unfortunately. Okay. We are then going to move 1, 2. 1, 2. I think we might move. What is this guy's range? 1, 2, 3. That would put us in the range. So I'm thinking of moving here, and then that would put us. All right, well, first things first, the Joust attack. No, I got to move first. Oh, and I forgot our Royal Talon. We'll move our Royal Talon here. And then I think we'll move Jelena there and Darb there. All right, so our Joust is going to kill this guy. But that's going to bring another Vine Herald in. But then that Vine Herald will get hit for 3 and die. So that is 2 dead Vine Heralds, which is 2 source. And then I can send the Elfin Kazi. Oh yeah, and I forgot, our Jousts are doing +1 damage this turn. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. So the Treed is going to move here. It's only doing 1, so it can hit either the Joust or it can hit our Royal Talon. So we're going to have it hit the Joust for 1. The Joust will then hit back for 3. Oh, and I forgot we actually get to do that. So with that 1, that would kill the treat. So that is 2 source, and it brings back a treat with 4 health. Okay, and then, excuse me. Let's go ahead, and we can't move anybody. We are going to go ahead and have the Elfin Kazi will have move here to do 2 damage to the treed. And then we are going to have the Royal Talon kill the treed. Actually, no, before we do that, we are going to reveal here. Unchecked Geyser, Foreboding, and Fountain. I don't know what those mean, so. Foreboding, when you explore this landmark, you must reveal it. Did. Fountain, at the start of each round, all faction units adjacent to this landmark recover 2 health. Discard this chip at the end of the wave. Oh, interesting. Okay. So that one's just going to go away. That means Jelena is dead. That sucks. Okay. Because when that goes away, anything on that goes away with it, effectively. And we're going to be entering campfire mode, because our minions attack something if they can attack something, and they are going to kill that treed. I mean, I guess the good news is the Joust will go back up to full health, which is 3. I'm not really sure that's good news, but the treat is dead, so 2 more source. Once the treat is dead, that enters campfire mode. And in campfire mode, your heroes don't move. So at the end of the wave, this is going to go away, that whole thing is going to go away, and Jelena will be dead. Okay, well, we are going to go 1, 2. We are going to go 1, 2, and then our Royal Talon is just going to hang out, I think. This Joust, though, is within range of this Spire, and it will take 2 damage. However, it is next to that fountain thing. When does it say it does that? Fountain. At the start of each round. Okay, so we have another... What is a round? There's a wave. There's a start of turn. I assume they mean the start of turn thing. So it's going to get its 2 health back. And then it's going to move right there. And then this one will move right there. And this one will move right there. Okay. We will then have this Joust is going to do 2 damage to the fortress. And then it's going to take retaliation. I'm sorry, 3 damage to the fortress. I forgot the Jousts have +1. This might be the end. And I did not do all 3 rounds. Okay. And then we are going to have this Spire is going to fire on that and kill it. So it is a dead Joust. And then this Spire, 1, 2, 3, is going to fire on this one and do 2. However, at the start of the round, I guess, round is a fun word to put in there when you have waves and turns, it's going to heal back up because of this. So then the Joust is going to move, and the Royal Talon is going to move. And we'll put it there. The Joust, because it has Quick Strike, will go ahead and do 3 more damage. 1, 2, 3. And then take 1 from retaliation from the fortress. And then it's going to take 2 from the Retol. Oh, so I'm going to take 1 damage. So then the other one will try to kill it. And will. So that is a dead Joust. Okay. We have 1 more wave after this. So we could technically end the game right now. But if we do that, we won't get all 3 renown, which I'm not sure we're going to be able to get all 3 renown anyway, but we're going to try. So we are going to have the Royal Talon move in here, and the Royal Talon is going to, actually, you know what? We're going to have the Royal Talon go here, and it's going to do a damage to this, so that this is now doing 1 less attack every time it fires. Oh, first it has to survive. I'm sorry. So it's going to take 4 dice worth of attack. 1, 2, yeah, that's 6. So never mind. That is a dead Royal Talon before it can get an attack off. Okay, that worked out great. Okay, so at the end of the round, or end of the wave, this is going to go away. When that goes away, this whole thing disappears, which means we've lost Jelena. And she's like dead. So just put her right there. This goes away. Oh, interesting. There is no longer a path from their fortress to my fortress. Very interesting. Okay, so then we do need to put 1 out here. I'll do my same random thing. 4 is that. Okay. We still roll an event. That is an event that would bring 2 more of their things out. So we are going to bring out 2 Warbriars, and we'll group them together. But they won't be coming out because unless I buy... Oh, no, and that doesn't... Well, that does have path, so I technically could bring the path back. And then... All right, we have 11 source. We don't really have a plan. Let's go ahead and roll these 2 here. Oh, no, it's the market phase first. Those didn't count. All right. What is fair fight? This unit's attack stat is equal to that of the unit it is attacking or retaliating against. Okay. So does that mean if it attacks a spire, then it gets to roll dice? Don't know and don't feel like looking it up, so we're not going to buy that one. And then we have train. Does Keem fly? Keem does fly. And it does have quick strike. Okay. Well, let's see if we want any other fortress upgrades here. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. When my last, I have the reserves thing. So when the last minion dies, I get a joust, and it was +1 attack. And this is probably not going to matter, but I technically get a joust right here. So he would have come along the path, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then when he was, I think it was here with the old one. 1, 2, 3, 4. He would have started to get attacked by 2, and that would have killed him. Okay, so yeah, didn't matter. Okay, so do I want to spend? Do I want to put? I could put this out, and I could technically put it like here, and that would allow them to bring their people, and then I could send more troops in. We'll do that. That's going to cost 2 source. So they will be bringing in these Warbriars. Do I want any of these units? Let's go ahead and they have 3. What am I looking at here? All right, I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to buy any of these. So we'll just get rid of those. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get 2 jousts. Let's go ahead and roll these. All right, nothing on the sanctuary. The jousts have +2 health. So 2 jousts, each now with 5 health. So that is 6. I have a total of 13 CP. What else? All right, if we bring in... I'll bring in the Royal Talon and then 2 Harriers. The Harriers have 3 health because of the upgraded fortress thing. Royal Talon with 5. Cool. And yeah, not going to use any more source or anything like that right now. Okay. Let's have the Joust go first, followed by the Harriers, and then the Royal Talon. All right, so for my move, 1, 2, the Harriers will just go here. And this one will go here. And then the Royal Talon will go here. Darb, you have 1 health, Darb. That's not great. So, I mean, you could reveal that thing over there and then just potentially die. That's also not great. All right, we're just going to leave Darb right there for now. And then we're going to bring 2 Warbriars this way. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I did want to... We're going to spend 4 prior to all that. And we're going to go ahead and put another attack chip back on this. So this has 2 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and stand it up. There's a lot of stuff going on down here. Okay. Let's see. Joust will move 2. Harrier will move to there. We'll move to there. Let's have our Royal Talon go here and reveal this. All right, it's got the toxic secretion thing and 5 health. So our Royal Talon is going to hit it for 3. So it has 2 left. But then anything that moves adjacent to its space will take damage. So 1, 2, that'll do 2 damage. And then the Impale is going to do 1 damage to the Joust and 1 damage to this thing. Because it was not adjacent to it at the start. And then it'll do... Does it prioritize the landmark chips? Because if so, it can kill that landmark chip. Which would be pretty fun. Yeah, it's going to prioritize the landmark minion that it can defeat. And it can now defeat the Thorax. So it'll do 1 damage to the Thorax, which it kills it. They don't worry about source, but it does rob us of that source. However, it is now on that tile, and that falls away. Oh no! There we go. And that falls away. I don't believe we get credit with any of that source. We do have to put another chip here, but what I'm seeing now is, we'll go ahead and put another chip there. It's going to be one of these. But there's no path any longer to that fortress. And with no path to that fortress, that means my Royal Talon is the only one that can potentially get over there and to take out the fortress. Because Darb is in campfire mode. The Joust cannot fly. So yeah, the Royal Talon is our last chance to get 2 renown. We already got 1, but we want to get 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No matter where the Royal Talon moves, it is within range of this one. So this is going to be 2 dice for 2 damage. All right, and then 1, 2, and it needs to survive 4 dice rolls. If it does, we will destroy their fortress. Nope, that does 5 damage. Royal Talon is dead. But we still win, just not very well. We got 1 renown. We left, 4 landscapes on the board. Had we gotten rid of these 2, there was none there. There was 1 there. So we would have had to get 5 landscapes there in that last one. Now this one's easy enough. You just got to pay for it. What this one would have been. This is what this one would have been. And what was this one? Oh, another fountain, but also poison. So that's fun. So yeah, that's Cloudspire. That's the Heirs faction and the Grove Tenders faction. Not so much the Narora. They were defeated quite quickly, which I think is probably how you're supposed to do this one. I don't know. It's a very puzzly game. I like it quite a bit. It's one of my favorite solo games, but it is a puzzle, and it's just trying to figure out how to use your faction to complete as much renown as you can. Now, the first chapters. The first part of the solo scenarios, you play as the Brahmin, which is the one out of the base game that is not in here. I like them quite a bit. They have towers that can attack other towers, which is cool. That's kind of their thing, and what a lot of the strategy is, I think, with the first 4 chapters. So with their part of the solo volume 1. But it was pretty cool because you're trying to set those up, get them enough range and enough power to take down the opposing faction's spires. Whereas the Heir, I think I'm supposed to be using more Elf and Khazis than I did, but because that's kind of their thing, is these things are effectively free. There are spires that you can build that come with them, but in this one, you're really not building a lot of spires because whenever a new source well comes out, you have to put a new landscape on it. But yeah. This was fun. Again, 1 renown, and then you will just continue through the solo volumes here. So the next fight, and there's some story here. The next fight looks like it is against the Narora. And then when you're done with that, I think my next one is the last chapter of the Heirs. Yeah, which is against the Brahmin. And then after that, you will switch. The next 4 chapters will be using the Narora, which I haven't used them yet, so that could be fun. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's a fun campaign. It is all scenario based though, so you can't really solo this one by just grabbing 2 of your favorite factions and playing whatever you want. If you play it competitively, that's kind of what you do. You grab 2 factions, you set up the board, and you can just fight one another and stuff like that. But yeah, this was a fun one. I'm probably going to continue on with the campaign. I don't think I'm going to record a lot. Maybe when I get to new factions, I might put out some more videos of the new factions if there aren't already a bunch out there from other people. But for the time being, that was Cloudspire. Thanks for joining me.